Goosebumps, they're the goosebumps. They'll make you piss your pants when you're a kid. Goosebumps, written by a man who looks like a possible sex offender. Oh, there's too many.
Yeah, you didn't do that very well, did you?
No, that I didn't plan that out. I thought I was going to improv, but there's way too many. What's the words?
Why have you got all them words written in front of you on some A4 paper then?
It flowed a lot better in my head, if I'm being honest. But hello and welcome to A Beardo and a Weirdo Talk Film episode on... What's the Spanish?
12.
No, this is episode 11.
Once.
Once in German. 9, 11, 12, 14. I don't know. But yeah, the main feature will be...
Those were English numbers.
The main feature will be Goosebumps from 2015.
Goosebumps. Yeah, I thought it was this year. It was last year.
Yeah, I think it didn't
Fuck!
come out.
This year's films suck.
Yeah, there's the year seems to have gone by so quick because the films were so terrible. It seems like the movieverse just wants it to end because when we come to do our best of 2016, there's going to be some terrible films on there.
2 films, maybe.
There wasn't enough good ones to actually make up a list. But yeah,
well, January, February's award season, isn't it?
It's award time. I mean, we've only really got Star Wars coming up, Assassin's Creed, which I know you're super hyped for.
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, he jumped into a haystack.
Yeah.
And then Arrival was supposed to be really good, but neither of us have seen that because we're shitheads and we probably won't see it until it comes out on DVD now.
No, I'm going to see it. My dad wants to see it, so...
I'm going to see it. I want to see it. I'm going to see it. So, should we start with film news or trailers?
Do a couple of trailers and we'll do film news.
A couple of trailers, yeah. Let's talk Wonder Woman! Wonder Woman!
That was a little guitar lick. I don't even know what her
It just
theme
goes into
song is.
300 territory, didn't it?
Yeah, it's just a guitar solo. Wonder Woman.
What
Do you think that looks good? It's alright.
My initial impressions are that this is going to be pretty bad.
Yeah?
I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's stupid that she can only block things with her forearm sock braces.
Yeah, she's got mad reflexes though.
She's got mad reflexes. I think, when is this set? It looks like a set sort of World War II time.
World War II,
Chris Pine just looks like he's playing Captain Kirk in Wonder Woman. He's got this sort of chirpy... But he does that in most films, doesn't he?
He's just American hero, isn't he?
He's got that sort of Chris Pratt thing where he just does the one character and everything. He's sort of like that.
Yeah.
The sarcastic...
No, he's a bit more sort of heroic and noble than that, isn't he? He doesn't take a lot of sarcastic quips. Maybe Star Trek.
He's more cheeky.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cheeky. Yeah, he's not as funny though. I don't think he just makes.
It's not on the same level, but it's just. I
get what you mean. He's an American. He's just a Yank. He's just a Yank.
He's a Yankee Doodle.
Yankee Doodle.
I like Yankee candles. They smell nice, but they're slightly overpriced.
There's some bits where they're on a home planet. They look pretty good, like the beach scenes. They have
their own planet.
Yeah.
I thought it was just an island in the sea.
Well, it might be, but I'm pretty sure she comes from another planet.
Yeah, but how did the World War II people get to her island? I don't think this technology existed in World War II.
I don't know.
To reach out of space, let alone another planetary
system.
Oh,
maybe. I've not really read much Wonder Woman.
I don't really know
She's
much.
She's never really appealed to me.
The best thing about this, I think, is that woman who plays her's name is Gal Gadot or whatever.
She's pregnant.
Gigi.
So congratulations to her.
She can have a super baby.
No, she's pregnant in real life.
Yeah, I mean, she can have a super baby. Is she not really Wonder Woman?
What? It's going to have 3 arms.
I thought this was a documentary. Is this not a documentary?
Sorry. I think it looks alright. DC are trying really hard now.
Yeah, they've got to, haven't they? Really, because they've basically lost me from what they've done so far. But yeah, I think it's going to be better than Batman vs Superman and probably Man of Steel.
Well, that's not very hard.
Exactly. So I'm gonna remain cautiously optimistic and then just wait for the terrible reviews to plough in. When's it out? Next summer, is that?
Must be. I can't remember. I've not got it up. I know it's just one of them films that I'm not looking forward to.
There's something that'll
I'll see it.
It'll appear and then we'll go and see it.
Yeah.
And if it's good, it's good. And if it's bad, it's not.
She's good though. I think she's quite good as Wonder Woman.
Yeah, she is.
Bit mysterious.
She's mysterious.
Strong female lead.
She definitely is strong. I don't know. I mean, it's just going to be how many super fucking hero films can they make?
Yeah, and that's the other thing, as we've learned with Doctor Strange, because it's this is going to be an origin story, if anything.
Yeah.
You're limited by your source material.
It doesn't look like, from what I can see, it doesn't look like any more DC characters are going to really be involved. Because I guess she's...
No, I imagine it will
she's
just
like
be
old
her.
as
Maybe
shit or
something
something.
at the end.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it looks fine. I mean, the jury's out on that. But what about the other one? Train Spotting 2.
T2, directed by Danny Boyle again.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Safe Hands.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor in it as well.
I've only actually seen the original once.
I've barely seen it. I just know it's one of them amazing films.
I've been told that it's really, really good.
I will watch it again in the run up to this.
I feel like I need to. I mean, I know the basic story that they're all like heroin addicts. Robert Carlyle's character's just a fucking lunatic bastard.
Yeah.
And stuff goes on. They don't... I mean, it looks like it's got the same sort of frenetic pace to it. It's going to have all that sort of like abstract stuff where it's not actually stuff that's happening, if you know what I mean, because that had quite a lot of mind-bending stuff, didn't it, in the first
Yeah,
one?
there's a lot of sort of out-of-body stuff.
Yeah, very sort of like trippy in that. But other than that, it just looks like another Danny Boyle film. He's got a very signature style. And when's that? That'll be out next year, I guess. Is it out next year?
Again, yeah. So it's sort of shaping up to be an alright year for films.
Potentially. But the one that I thought was the best trailer, by quite a distance, was Lego Batman.
Lego Batman.
I didn't love the first Lego film, but I really enjoyed it.
I liked it. I thought it was well good. It's
Just
one of them
having Will
things-
Ferrell. What did he play as?
He played Captain Lord Business or something.
Yeah, Lord Business.
Yeah,
That's good.
something
That's
like
such
that.
a good cast, didn't it? There were so many people.
Yeah, and the good thing about the Lego franchise is, well, from the one film they've done, seems to be how they mix adult humour in with kids' humour.
Yeah, I must have say.
A lot of funny bits in it.
There was a lot of there's a lot of like adult jokes. It's not just like a kids film, which is like, because a lot of the kids film are just like sort of cynical and simplified, aren't they? Where it's very much just about we'll make things that are really cute and just get kids to buy loads of toys, and we're not really going to give anything for the adults to see. But I mean, there's quite a lot of. I mean, Pixar are the lords of that, aren't they? Making like kids films that are just as enjoyable for adults.
Pixar are the best at that. They are really good. It's hard to do. It's hard to do with a kids film, as I think we will discuss with Goosebumps later on. But it is hard to do a kids film that appeals to adults as well, and will get people out in droves to go and see it. But I imagine Lego Batman will.
Yeah, I mean,
Might actually be one of the best Batman films.
it'd definitely be better than Batman versus Superman, I reckon. But yeah, I must admit, I do think like I'm guessing they use like, is it some sort of digital animation for
It's
this?
all animation, yeah. It's not like stop motion or anything. It's complete animation.
But it does look really good. I like the way they do it. It's
Yeah.
it's very effective and striking visual style, and it all just looks impressive in that.
Plus, Will Arnett is great. He's hilarious.
I think he's
He's
good
got
at
one of the best
everything,
voices.
hasn't he?
He's got such a funny voice.
Oh my god, yeah. In Arrested Development, how good is he as Job?
Yeah, no, yeah, he's one of my favourite sort of characters from a TV show.
I think
Job.
this
in
is the first
Arrested
episode
Development.
where he sinks like his dad's ship or whatever.
No.
He says he's going to make it disappear and
No,
like, blows it up or something.
Yeah, is one of the later episodes, and it's not even for anything big. It's like for Girls Gone Wild.
I mean, I've still got to watch the newest series of that, because I think I watched
It's
the
not very
first
good.
two or three.
It's not very good.
Because the original series is about 12 years old.
There's
or something, isn't it?
there's
It's like
three
really old.
seasons, and it ended abruptly. Then Netflix funded a fourth, and the fourth season not that good.
I love the dad character as well, who also plays the uncle.
Yes.
You know, Jeffrey Tambor, that actor. He's so funny in that.
He is in The Accountant.
Oh, he's in loads of stuff. He was in a film I watched last night as well.
Yeah.
He gets around in everything, doesn't he? But he's solid, man, and he's funny as fuck as well.
Yeah, he is really funny.
He's got
but,
such a dry sense of humour.
But yeah, so talking about The Accountant, I went and watched it today, and I was expecting something sort of Oscar-worthy from a Ben Affleck performance from the trailers, and what I got was Jason Bourne meets Rain Man.
This is why we have decided not to review this film. I haven't even seen it
We
yet.
can't really do an episode on it. It's not a good film. It's not a bad film. It's so average. I can't even really there's no good discussion points in the film.
Oh, that's disappointing, because a few people had told me that it was quite good. I saw that it was getting
It's
quite
not
good
that it
reviews,
was
but
bad. It was good, but
it's just forgettable.
it's just forgettable. Yeah, that's what I'd rate it as, forgettable.
You?
Ben Affleck in Gone Girl was quite
Forget
good. I think
about
he's
me.
acting in that in a film where he has to act. His acting in Gone Girl is quite good.
As opposed to a film where he doesn't have to act. When he
but
plays a chair.
I think it's harder to be
Ben
to act
Affleck is a seesaw.
as an autistic. Actually, do you know what? There's there's a lot of this film where you flash back to him being a child, having like severe autism, and the kid actor, and that's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
As portraying like an autistic kid.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick's all right in it.
I really fancy her. I think she's
good looking.
She's a little bit kooky looking.
Yeah. There's a slight love interest there, but there's no massive love twist. There's a bit of a twist towards the end.
The twist is that
the ending's quite anticlimactic.
Does he give it the old Usual Suspects? Was he pretending to be?
No, none of that. It's a bit of a twist, but it's not that much of a twist.
Oh, my nipples!
Oh,
the
guy who plays Punisher is in it. From the Netflix
John
series.
Bernthal.
Yeah,
Bernthal.
yeah,
John.
he's in it.
JB.
Yeah,
Big JB.
It's a good film, but yeah, as I said, it's not noteworthy. I was expecting like an Oscar level sort of performance of him being like this autistic guy, and it's just sort of Jason Bourne.
Jason Bourne makes me horny. But yeah, so we're gonna brush over that because.
So sorry. I know I did a Twitter poll and everything, but we will brush over that and we'll find something else.
No, what I was thinking is today, maybe at some point I could just put up a Twitter poll where we'll say, instead of being like really specific, even though this is going to confuse people because this is going to... Oh, no, actually, it makes sense. What we'll say like, oh, do you want us to review a film next week by Quentin Tarantino, by someone else, or by someone else? Maybe do something like that where it's a bit broader. Okay. And then once we've got who they want us, the director to be, we can then give them film options.
Or just say, and then at the end, just say, or Goosebumps. Or Ghostbusters, sorry.
We just do Goosebumps again.
Doing
the
Goosebumps
TV
today.
series.
Fuck.
And we could start with the first episode.
Quentin Tarantino, etc. But then Quentin Tarantino, there's a lot of letters. You only got 140 letters in a tweet.
No, but in the
Quentin Tarantino, Javier Bardem, or...
The polls don't count in the letterage.
Oh, but you can only put 4 in a poll. But yeah, put Ghostbusters as the fourth option, because I do really want an excuse just to watch it.
Oh, yeah, that's possible. Should we get into what we've been watching a little bit of? Cause
yeah, sure.
I've been quite busy this weekend.
Wait, I think I have a little bit of news. Go on, you say what you're watching, and I'll chime in with some news, because I've just watched The Accountant, and I don't really think I've watched much more than that this week.
I've watched quite a few things, but the big one for me was I finally watched Saving Private Ryan.
Well done.
I finally got to it.
Congratulations. I've seen that film about 20 times. It's fucking amazing.
Oh, it's so good, man. It's just so visceral. And
yeah.
Everybody's great, and I still think that's probably like the best like war action in terms of best, like how realistic it looks that I've ever seen.
Yeah, there's been like Second World War veterans that have watched it and said like that is what it was like. They've watched it and been like they've had sort of like recalls to what it was like.
It's terrifying, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
The cast is just amazing as well. It's got so many good.
It caught that. It really caught the sort of fear, especially like Tom Hanks' character is shaking all the time, isn't he? He can't stop his hand shaking and stuff like that. The sniper battle, just
it's just so many like poignant moments, isn't it? And it although it celebrates the people who fought in the war, it also like. It shows that everyone sort of loses out. Although we won, like, you know what I mean? The people on both sides die.
It's good because like the bit where they captured a German and they let him go and then he ends
up killing him.
Yeah, ends up killing him. Yeah, it's just...
Isn't it?
Oh, yeah. And then at the end, so emotional as well.
Yeah, I mean, the only thing is, I must admit, I did... That was something I didn't really think needed to be there. You know, at the start of the film, it's the old guy walking up to the tombstone.
Yeah.
He's breaking down. And then at the end, they sort of come back to it. It just seems a bit too like Spielberg-esque to really like bash you over the head with the emotional weight of it, because you know for a fact that it meant a lot anyway. Like it could have ended with that battle and Tom Hanks dying.
It did a weird thing to the story for me, is that I didn't feel like I was in the story. I felt like this was something that was happening in the past. I know that's a really weird thing to like sort of say, but I just felt like this was someone having a flashback to a story rather than me just being injected straight into a story.
Yeah, it was more like predetermined.
Yeah.
Even though obviously they all are because they're films, they're planned.
Yeah,
just the way it came across. But yeah,
still, obviously it's a great film. I think it must have won so many Oscars. Don't even want to look up how many Oscars it won. But yeah, Jesus,
it is fantastic. I think it's nearly 12 years older, but I think it's possibly my favourite.
You've not seen it.
Tom Hanks, bloody seen
Tim Hanks. His slightly less successful brother, Tim Hanks. He's actually a porn star.
Oh, starring in Tim Hanks.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Saving Ryan's Privates.
Oh, okay. I'll jump in with some film news.
Jump in.
Rami Malek, guy from Mr. Robot, to play Freddie Mercury in Queen biopic.
Oh, he's got the sort of look, I guess. He's that weird looking dude, isn't he? Looks a bit like a bit...
Grow a little moustache on him. He'll look all right.
I haven't really watched. Didn't you say that Mr. Robot was a bit like?
I think Sacha Baron Cohen was on for it for a bit though. He was,
but then he fell out with Brian Mann. That I think because they were having issues with it. I think Sacha Baron Cohen would have actually been really good in that.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen's good at sort of doing character acting, isn't he?
He just spends most of his time like fucking about. So, speaking of that, I think we should just transfer into just one of the other films that I watched. I've got one more after this, but Grimsby.
Yeah.
I watched that. Have you seen that yet?
Jesus Christ. I saw it when it come out.
That is
Jesus Christ.
My personal highlight is when he's in that elephant's vagina with Mark Strong, and then the male elephant starts humping the female elephant, and the dick's just whacking him in the face.
See, for you, what is a hilarious moment is for a lot of people what ruined that film.
No, that was like a step too far. But they were much. I found like the toned down bits to be the funnier bits.
I just feel like he'll never do anything as funny as Borat. As funny as that film was, yeah.
It's not on the same level.
It was pretty funny though. There was some like,
bits.
it really takes the piss out of Northerners.
It does, doesn't it?
It really takes the piss out of Northerners.
He's introducing his kids and he's like, this one's Django Unchained.
It's one of them films where I wouldn't watch it to watch a good film. I'd watch it just to laugh.
Yeah, it's just.
I don't think Americans would understand it.
It's like super over the top, gross out humour, some of it, but some of it's more like quite observational in that. But yeah, it's pretty fucking dark, isn't it? That's what it does.
Did we talk about Inferno being a massive flop last week?
No, did it flop?
Really bad.
Because
it's just flopped. Like I don't even think. Apparently it's out now. I think I'm not even seeing an advert for it.
After the Da Vinci Code was okay, and after Angels and Demons, I just didn't feel like the world was really crying out for another. What is it? Dan Brown film?
Yeah,
directed by Ron Howard, starring Tom Hanks. Because it's just they sort of run around for a bit, and then they solve some puzzles, and then they run around again. And it's just,
he's had 4 domestic flops in a row now.
What, Ron Howard?
Ron Howard, yeah, including Rush, which I thought was quite a good film.
I haven't seen that. Is that the one about James? What's his name?
James Hunt and Nicky Lauda.
Yeah.
And it's got Chris Hemsworth, and I don't know what the other guy's name is.
Daniel Saint, the guy who played the baddie in Civil War.
Yeah, no, that's a good film. I'm surprised that flopped. I think the problem was with that, it was such a weird point in history.
It's like a bit
even
of a niche
in
subject,
Formula
isn't it?
One, it's like really niche. Yeah,
Like 70s.
I mean, because James
Formula
Hunt after that season, I'm not going to give anything away, but James Hunt had one really good season in F1 where he was competing with Nicky Lauda, and then after that he just sort of vanished.
I read somewhere that they make it out to be like this big rivalry, whereas in fact Nicky Lauda was much better than him. Really.
They were really nice to each other. Oh yeah, and Nicky Lauda spent half the season out when he crashed. He had like burnt lungs and stuff. Yeah. That's another one. We didn't watch the trailer together, but there was a trailer for a film called Pet with Dominic Monaghan in it. He's one of the dwarves. Oh, one of the hobbits from Lord of the Rings.
I think he's Pippin.
I think so. But it's scary, man. I might actually chat to you after we finish this. But it looks like really sort of psychological, scary film.
Ooh, you've caught me off guard. I have not seen the trailer for that. Yeah, should I tell you the last film that I watched? That was quite
go on, and then we'll get on to Goosebumps.
I quite enjoyed this. I preferred it to Creed, which we have earlier reviewed, and it is also in the boxing genre. It is last year's Southpaw, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. That's how you say.
That's supposed to be good.
I think Jake Gyllenhaal's one of the best actors around at the minute. I think he's so good.
Controversial. Yeah, I still keep meaning to watch Nightcrawler. He's supposed to be really good in that.
Really good, man. That's a bit like it's got like elements of like sort of like Taxi Driver in that. He's just like a proper like a lunatic in it, but it is great. He's also good in End of Watch, which I watched a while ago. But yeah, this film, I'm not going to spoil it, but something happens and he basically starts to fall apart and he has to build his life up again and he loses
Sounds like
everything.
a Rocky film. Sounds like a Rocky film.
No, it's like a similar sort of thing. It was directed by Anton Fuqua, the guy who did Magnificent Seven, Training Day, so that dude. But he does like a really good job of it. I must say though that the Eminem song in it was fucking terrible. Why is Eminem so shit now?
It's not that he's shit. It's just they're just really trying hard to put him in
like pop songs, isn't it?
Pop song. I don't know. I don't get it.
What was it? It went, "I am phenomenal," but when he's like doing a weird singing voice, that works in some of them because it's like terrible, isn't it? But he's like his voice is actually awful, isn't it?
He knows he's bad at singing.
Oh, I farted again. But yeah, it's a great film.
You can't sing for
not
shit.
Great, but it's a good film. It's good. It's like 7 out of 10 jobby.
I'll watch it.
Easy 7 out of 10.
Last bit actually before we move on to Goosebumps. Triple X2.
Triple X. No, this is Triple X3 actually.
Is
it?
The
second one starring Vin Diesel, but there's one with Ice Cube, wasn't there? Triple
X2.
The next level.
I've not watched any of them.
I've only seen the first one. I didn't bother watching the second
one. Oh yeah,
one.
the first one had Ice Cube in it. Fuck.
The second one had Ice Cube in it. Apparently in the second one at the start they actually kill off Vin Diesel's character, so I don't know how they're bringing him back to life. What's going on with the Triple X canon? That's what I want to know.
Oh, Triple X. Vin Diesel, man.
He's looking old, though, isn't he? He's like 50.
Well, he is old.
I mean, he's in good shape.
He was looking old in Fast and Furious, the first one.
He doesn't really age, though, does he? I guess because when you're bald and you're not losing your hair, It doesn't. He has got the deepest voice in the world. I still think it's amazing that he was the voice of the Iron Giant.
Yeah.
So another great
It's
film.
a great film.
Great film. But yeah, Triple X free. Free 2.
Triple X free.
2.
Which is 9Xs.
9Xs. 9XL. It looks pretty dog shit. But,
Triple X free. The Xening.
The Xening.
Triple X free.
I think this joins
X again.
the newest Resident Evil and the newest Underworld on list of films that no one was asking for a sequel for.
Quadruple X. How many X's can you get?
Are you ready to boost the Gumps or goose the bumps?
Goosebumps, 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 goosebumps. Yep. Now, it's been a while since I've watched a kids' film that's just for kids.
Kids' film for kids. I want to just precursor this by saying that as a child,
I'm a wee little man.
I was too scared of the front covers of the Goosebumps to actually read them. Yeah, it used to freak me out. It was the one with that mask on it, and it made me too scared to read the book. I'm not ashamed to say that.
I used to love the Goosebumps books. I think that's basically what taught me how to read.
Another little fun fact for you. R.L. Stein has sold over 400 million books.
I know.
That's 50 million more than Stephen King.
They say it in the film.
Yeah, I know, but this is for the listeners who maybe haven't seen the film.
There's even a little joke in the film where he goes, 400 million, wow, is that domestic or worldwide? He goes, worldwide, but that doesn't matter.
It's still a lot. That means like 1 in 15 people in the world owns an R.L. Stein book.
I've read loads of them.
I've literally never read one, but I watched the
However,
program.
watching this film made me remember that I could probably remember about 2 or 3 of them from my childhood, and the rest of them were just sort of like, oh, that was a book?
Yeah, I can imagine that they're just from seeing some of the monsters that appear in this film, that there was some slight garbage ones that might have been filler. Like,
Shall we do the plot, and then we'll run through some monsters, and then what we thought of the acting?
Well, yeah, basically, there's a kid who looks a bit like a guy we know called Jack McLaughlin. I think that's what the actor looked like. I'm going to mention him now.
Yeah? I just thought he looked like the guy
Jack
from Maze Runner.
Is it a different dude? I thought it was Jack. Was Jack not in this film?
I don't think it looks like him at all.
Oh, was it just me? Oh, sorry, Jack, but he's a handsome dude. But yeah, he moves to a town which he doesn't want to
Didn't
move
he have
into.
half his face burnt off?
Who, the main guy in this?
Yeah. He's
No.
been really critical of one of our best friends, I saw.
No, but Jack can't help that he had half his face burned off.
No,
It was a horrendous
no,
toaster
he
accident.
looks like the main guy from Maze Runner.
Look, all right, I wear glasses. My eyes don't always work.
That's a shit excuse.
Oh, well, I can feel how I can feel, all right?
Okay.
Do you want to...
He moves to a town. His next door neighbour's well creepy. He's got a cute kid. Daughter he's interested in.
Jack Black is so over the top.
Jack Black's over the top in every fucking film. I think they go, oh, it's a kid's film. And he goes, oh, I can be even more over the top. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't feel like he was... Okay, so wait, should we do spoilers or not spoilers? Could it come out last year, didn't it?
Yeah, we
Fuck
can
it
just
up.
mix it up. Freestyle.
So Jack Black
There
is
are no
R.L.
boundaries.
Stein, but you don't actually figure that out till halfway through the thing in this universe. In this universe is our universe, in that R.L. Stein is a famous writer in their universe as well. And everyone knows his books and a lot of people have read them.
You forgot about the other universe, though.
Go on.
No, there aren't other
There are
universes.
no
You're
other
just saying
universes.
universe
Just
too many
shut up.
times.
Stop trying to be funny. Yeah, so it turns out he's written all these books, but it also turns out that the monsters are real, and his imagination has made them come alive.
But they're trapped within the book
But they're trapped
somehow.
in the books.
Without explanation.
But one night, it looks like he's hitting his daughter or chaining her up or something.
Do we actually find out what he's doing?
No, he just don't know. No, it just looks like he's making her scream at him, and next door neighbour kid decides to break into his house. And
his goofy mate's quite funny. That's the kid
His
from
goofy
Super
mate.
8, isn't it?
Oh, is it?
Yeah, you know,
Oh,
the one with
right.
the goofy teeth. He's
So
quite
he's got
funny in
some
this
kid
as
that just sort of walks up to him, gives him a business card with like his locker number and stuff on it in school. He's pretty funny.
well. Yeah, there's some comedy elements. This another good character. I'm just gonna freestyle. Is his aunt. I recognise her from 22 Jump Street. She's the crazy girl from now.
Oh
one who's
yeah,
actually drug dealer,
yeah. I remember. She's okay.
She's quite funny in it, isn't she? I think.
She does. Yeah, she's over the top as well. She's another over the top character. Where she's like, oh wow, he feels lonely and rejected from school. What he needs to do is hang out with his cool aunt.
Yeah. But
Yeah, and she's like, here, have this hat. It's a limited edition.
But on the whole, like all that happens is the monsters get out, and what is it?
So what it is the monsters are trapped in the books with locks on them, but he lets one of them out, which is the abominable snowman.
The Abominable Snowman.
Which I remember that from a book.
Did you think the CGI looked really shit for the Abominable Snowman?
No.
Did you think
I
it
actually
looked
thought
bad?
for what the budget for this film probably was, the CGI was pretty on point.
Some of it I thought looked really good. Like the giant praying mantis flying thing, I thought looked pretty good.
He wasn't in it that much though.
I don't know. It causes some death and
The
destruction.
snowman looked pretty good. It didn't look crap.
I don't know. I think it looks a bit jellyish.
The wolf
looked
a bit
jello.
There's a bit with like the wolf man in it. He
Van
looks a bit
Helsing, didn't
crappy. Yeah.
That looks a bit like it.
Considering
as
as well,
12 years
like
ago.
when they do CGI, fully CGI stuff, they normally try to darken the backgrounds, and I think this film loses out because they film a lot of it in sort of like light conditions.
Not so it just highlights how.
So like the
weak some of it
wolf
might
man's
look.
like in a supermarket with all the lights on, so it's when you're in that amount of light, it's quite hard to hide little details. Whereas when it's darkness, it's like really easy just to blend little things in with the background.
Yeah, I mean, most of the CGI looked good. I think for some of like the ghouls and that, I'm guessing they just had people in makeup.
The alien things with the freeze ray guns, they look fake. Crap
they
as
looked
hell. Yeah,
stupid. I don't know if they were supposed to look really stupid and over top.
yeah.
The police people I thought were quite good in this.
Yes, the police.
That was
people were
another.
quite
There was some
funny.
levity there, wasn't there? Where
When she hasn't got a clue what's going on. She's like, I can tase him. I'll tase him. No.
he's basically like training her on the job and asking her questions about stuff.
Do you know what the sentence is for ringing in a false police claim? 3 years in prison. No, it's a written warning.
Written warning.
That bit, there's a few little lines in this that are quite funny, but a lot of it's, I keep having to tell myself a lot of it's like kid humour, if you get what I mean. So kids would find it funny, but I just generally wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, there was a couple of nothing really made me like laugh that much, but there was more of like a we
Little
sort of just go,
smirk.
But yeah, another thing I went. Don't you think the girl in this, like his love interest, looks quite a bit like Chloe Grace
R.L.
Moretz?
Stein's daughter.
Don't you think she looks like
A
Chloe
little
Grace?
bit.
I thought it might have been her sister. It's not.
Right. So back to the plot.
There is no plot. There is only Zool.
But yeah, so R.L. Stein's creations all sort of escape. He lets out what I think they
Slappy,
accidentally
innit?
let out Slappy the dummy, who's like one of his most famous creations.
It's actually voiced by Jack Black as well, isn't it?
Oh, is
I don't know
it?
if you noticed. Yeah.
Oh,
'Cause he's
okay.
putting on like another weird voice.
He's
for
quite
that.
a good voice actor though, Jack Black. He does a lot of voice acting.
He's
Po
putting,
in Kung Fu Panda.
he's putting on like a weird, what I think he thinks is like an English accent in this, but it's actually him just talking quite like.
Yeah. Sort of
Oh
posh.
my god, it's just it's weird, isn't it? It just sort of softens his voice, and he thinks
Yeah.
that makes it English. But
He's really good at carrying kids' films though, I think.
well, yeah, it's just fun, isn't it?
He's just dynamic. I think kids just find someone that just talks a bit funny and moves a lot quite funny.
It's just that guy, isn't it? It's just like in what is it? There's a Family Guy. There's a little sketch where he just runs and he goes like yeah, whatever, and they're just like that's what he does. But just to some extent, but yeah,
So all the monsters sort of escape, just like wreaking havoc in the town.
wreaking havoc.
They try tracking them down.
And they're also burning the books, aren't they? That they've come from, so they can't get
Yes,
trapped back into them.
yeah. So they can't get trapped back in
Do you know who else burned books? The Nazis.
And a cake.
What happened to them?
They burned.
There's only small sects of them in.
So moral to this story is if you burn books, you'll burn too.
You'll burn in hell.
Yeah, monsters escape. They come up with a plan. If he writes a book where all the monsters get trapped again, they
can basically oof them out of it.
They can oof them
That's
out.
the technical term.
And he kind of does that.
Yeah, and
Starts writing a book, gets attacked again by Slappy. They escape to the carnival fun ride place again.
yeah, they do. Yeah,
And then as they're escaping, they've sort of finished the book.
yeah. But what you find out, another little subplot. Spoiler alert.
So
If you're worried
I
about
just wanted to finish the plot before, and then we can move on, and then we can like ruin the rest of the film.
No, this is plot related though.
No, but if you finish the plot, at least the audience know what we're talking about now.
All right, then finish the plot.
That was the finish of the plot. They write the book and they trap all the monsters back in the book.
Okay, now I
Oh, but it turns out his daughter's
that's what I was
a
about to say.
character. Yeah,
Actually, a character that is written,
that was a good little twist.
and then she like gets sucked in with all the other like monsters, even
Yep.
though she's not a monster. But then he writes her back alive again because the young dude's actually in love with like a fictional character who's brought to life by her dad's lunacy.
Yeah, the problem was she knew she was a character because she said, "How many Sweet 16s can you have in a row?" So obviously she's just because she can't age because she's a character.
That's going to make things
So
complicated.
she can figure that out.
He won't be able to
But yeah,
impregnate her.
exactly. That's what I mean. If he's just written her back to life, unless he's written her like you will also age like a normal human being, she's just going to be 16 forever. He's going to be like this 42-year-old man, like holding hands with a 16-year-old.
In some ways, it would have actually been better for Jack Black to just say, look, she's gone. So this guy could then move on with his life and find someone who wasn't a part of his imagination that's manifested itself in reality and that he can never really be with properly.
It's weird seeing high school students that are actually the age of high school students in a film, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I thought he looked a bit older than her, but I think they're around about the same age.
Yeah,
But
I think
they're
they
both
genuinely
like
are
16,
16, so they're just the same age as the characters they're portraying.
You're used to seeing people like freaking
18 to
James
21.
Franco playing like a high school player.
Even like Zac Efron when he did the first High School Musical, I think he was like at least 18.
Even then, good old Zach, that meathead. But yeah, I mean, just any final thoughts? What do you think of it score-wise?
No, there's a bit more to talk about. Like, okay, so some of the monsters, I thought the gnomes, they were
quite funny,
really
weren't
well done. They looked like almost sort of stop motion, the way that they were done.
Yeah, they sort of jiggled about quite a lot, didn't they?
I mean, I know they were sort of gnomes and they were a bit funny, but the way that they were sort of animated was kind of scary.
They had like a creepy, nefarious look to them.
Yeah, they were really creepy. So there was the gnomes, the abominable snowman, there was some of the more
Ghouls.
monsters. There was the wolfman guy. It's a funny bit where he gets hit by that car.
Yeah.
She's like, I hit that bear.
There's the giant praying mantis thing. There's like
Yep.
mummies. There's
Oh yeah, the mummies
ghouls.
and the Egyptians.
the strange
the
aliens.
mummies. Yeah, the strange
more
aliens.
Oh,
Most of them did look good. Except, in my opinion, the wolf man and the aliens stick out as badly done. Well done.
drum solo.
Slappy was well done though.
Slappy.
Slappy the dummy.
You created me. That wasn't Slappy at all, but hey-ho.
Oh, the monster, it had the car that comes alive.
Oh yeah, that appeared as well,
The
didn't it? 'Cause
blob-
it was driving Slappy around, didn't
The
it?
blob that just, I can't remember
Was
that.
it
The
the
blob
blob
that ate everyone or something like that.
Yeah, it just starts sucking everything out, doesn't it?
I'm 99% sure though that there is a storyline. I think it's the blob that ate everyone where everything he writes comes true.
What, in the real world?
I think that is the plot to the book of the blob that ate everything, is that he's got a typewriter and he starts writing about this blob that's swallowing up downtown, and he keeps writing and eventually he walks outside and he actually sees the blob coming towards him.
The blob.
But yeah, R.L. Stein did an interview a while ago actually, because I did a little bit of reading up on it.
Research.
They were
Well
going
done.
to make a film in the 90s when like Goosebumps was massive, because I suppose if you're a bit older, you might not have read them because they were kids' books.
Yeah, I mean, you should have probably grown out of that by then.
Like and the TV series that was on when we were younger as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, they apparently had like 20 odd different stories. They just couldn't agree on one. And then suddenly
That sounds likely.
one day someone literally went, "What if the main guy is R.L. Stein and it turns out the monsters are real?" And he sort of went, "Oh, that's a good idea."
Yeah, I guess that works, doesn't it? I've got a little fun bit of trivia for you.
Go on.
Which now world famous actor starred as a youngster in Goosebumps?
I'm going to go with Johnny Depp.
Nope, he starred in The Nice Guys.
Ryan Gosling.
Yes, he's in
Really?
one of the early episodes. Yeah, I mean,
That was a half decent TV show, wasn't it? It looked like 15
Yeah.
minutes long.
I mean, it did what it had to do, didn't it? I mean, it's a simple premise, isn't it? Things go wrong, people get scared, but
I
there's probably
remember a
quite
while
a few
ago.
famous actors who've started in that. I imagine if you actually look into it,
There's a lot of kids in it though, isn't there? So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like the people who
it's on
would've-
like what's Cartoon Network or Nickelodeon? It's on one of them.
one
been-
of these television show program.
I think
viewing
the problem with
formats.
the film is I don't know how well it did. I imagine it did okay because it's not a bad film.
I think it was budget was about 70. And I think it made about 120. So
For
roughly.
70 million though, that's pretty good CGI in it, I think.
Yeah, I mean, when you think like the amount of money they spend on some dog shit.
But then again, they probably only had to really pay Jack Black. Everyone else
Yeah,
is a kid.
they're relative.
Give him some sweets.
He is the only real name in it with any heft, I'd say. But
What was I going to say?
anything else you'd like to express through the medium of words?
No, not really. What I'd rate this like it's a kids' film, and the problem is the target audience. I think I was trying to get at is that the only people that really remember it were the people that read it or watched it when they were younger, and that's probably about a 10 to 15 year sort of range. And even I remember being like sort of growing out of it as it came about. Goosebumps. If you get what I mean. I don't think I got some of the original ones, but I didn't don't know how long it went on for.
I don't even know if he's still writing them now. Maybe I don't know.
I think the problem is I don't think kids from last year would have gone and seen it. Like 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds probably would have seen it because they wouldn't have had a clue what it was on about. And I sure as hell wouldn't have gone to seen it in cinema.
Yeah. So like, what was the audience? I guess
Yeah.
people who used to read them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
So I imagine it did okay, but I don't think there'll be another one anyway.
I'd put this in the same sort of category as something, like Percy Jackson, that sort of
If-
film, where
yeah.
it's just like quite a lot of CGI,
He looks like
a
the
bit
kid
of
from
fun.
Percy Jackson
He does a lot.
as well, yeah.
Logan Lerman.
But yeah, I rate it 7 average again.
Yeah,
Rate it
7. I
7
think it was
decent.
on the better side.
More of a kids film. Like I'd
It's
watch
just
it.
enjoyable,
Watch
though,
it with an
isn't it?
open mind. If you if you watch Goosebumps and you know what Goosebumps is, you'll like it.
And
if
you
you
like
have
Jack Black.
if you have no idea what Goosebumps is, you just won't get it. Even I was watching some of the monsters. I can't remember them. The aliens that freeze shit.
No.
And even I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bringing back any childhood memories for me.
None for me, thank you very much.
Anything else?
No, I'm all good.
That was quite a short movie review. We will try and get something more of sustenance next week.
Substance or sustenance?
Both.
Both.
Substance.
Yeah. We don't even know what we're going to be doing next week. But
Don't know. Who knows? But then the week after will be Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, hopefully, if I've not got the dates wrong.
You might have got them right. We don't know yet.
God knows.
Who knows?
Me
Into
knows.
The future, into the backwards.
We knows. Google knows. Which we will be searching this on in a minute.
Too shy, hush, hush. I do I.